Hey y'all, it's Lauren J and I'm back with another YouTube video. And this was supposed to be a get ready with me, but I gotta stand up when I talk or it's just not gonna go right, you know? I'm gonna ramble, I'm gonna forget points that need to be made. So yeah, first of all, shout out to the hair growth. Whoa, there it is. Whoa, there it is. Whoa, there it is. Okay, but dang, I done messed my hair up doing all this and all that. I got a notebook so I can stay on track. And we finna get this thing started. I did a poll, like, which topic should I talk about? And y'all voted for this one. Cause I feel like y'all contemplating on if y'all wanna drop out too. And I'ma just say, stay in school. So without further ado, I'm just gonna jump into my story of why I dropped out of college twice. Two times shawty. If you don't know, I am 21. I graduated high school in May 2017 and I went straight to college, and I'm also a first generation college student. So yes, I didn't take a break. It was my first time going to college. So fast for period, y'all already know that struggle if you're a first generation college student was horrible, stressful, wouldn't recommend, 2 out of 10 would not recommend. And yeah, I never wanted to go to college. Remember that, never. I always said, you know, ever since I learned how to count money, my grandfather taught me how to count money. I was an entrepreneur. I was doing a nail business when I was like 5. I was getting paid by quarters and dimes because folks be skimming. Folks skim you when you don't know your worth. I was getting paid quarters and dimes, but I was a nail tech. Believe it or not, every family event, I had me a little notepad. I had receipts and all that. I was legit. So I've always wanted to have my own businesses and be my own boss. I had a job before. I said, this ain't for me. This is not a real nose piercing. This is a rhinestone. Maybe it want to stay, so I'm gonna leave it. I just wanted to see what I would look like with it before I went and got my nose pierced for real. But yeah, my senior year of high school hit. Mind you, I took my SATs and my ACTs late because I did not want to go to college, but life was coming at me fast, and all the stuff I planned, like, it was hitting me that life don't work how you think it worked. So I needed something. Like, I had to do something because I couldn't just, I don't know. I really didn't have a plan. I could have stayed home, got a job, and then invested in my businesses. But everything happens for a reason. I don't regret going to college at all. I advise you to at least do a semester because it's a life-changing experience and you learn so much. But back to what I was saying. My senior year, I needed a getaway. I had senioritis. And I just needed a getaway. Like, I didn't want to be around no one. I needed a fresh start. College sounded fun. Never been before, only seen it on TV. Heard stories about it. And, you know, that's just what it was. And I went to Savannah State. Savannah State was the only school I applied to that was reaching back to me really quick. And they had a free applications. So bingo, that's where I'm going. I didn't even look into the school, and then when they asked me for a major, I just said social work. I'm passionate about social work and psychology, but I'm just filling out stuff because I know when I walk across that stage, I gotta have somewhere to go. You know what I'm saying? When I graduate, I gotta have somewhere to go. So Savannah State it was. Yes, there was other schools like around like that second semester of my senior year. There was other schools I started looking at, but nobody was getting back to me and processing all my information and stuff like Savannah State was. That's how they reel you in. You know what I'm saying? And they did that. They definitely did that. So, and before I went to college, let me tell y'all this. All throughout high school, I was one of my aunt's caregivers. My aunt had stage 4 sarcoma cancer. So, 9th grade to 12th grade, 8th grade is when she first started getting sick. But I missed my 9th grade year. I had to go to summer school because I missed all these classes. I was in AP and honors classes. I missed so much. I don't regret it at all. But I was at her doctor's appointments and I could not catch up. So that's just how dedicated I was. I have a close-knit family and me and my aunt was like this. So I get to college, I'm away. Every 2 weeks I was going home to not only see my aunt, but my little cousins was growing up. And if you follow me on different social media platforms, you know who I care about. And they were growing up, like they were learning new words, learning how to read, learning how to tie their shoes. They were sending me so many videos. So every 2 weeks I was going home. Back to school life, this is my first year. Everything, like I said, Savannah State reeled me in really good. Like it was people around me going through so many, they were going through so many different problems with financial aid and all that. None of that touched me. Like easy classes, like my professors were A1. Everything was laid out for me. I had a red carpet while everybody else had this like torn up, dirty, dingy carpet. They would be at financial aid at the office, like standing outside. Their housing was messed up. Professors didn't care about them. I had everything out for me, but while I was at school, everything back home was falling apart. So I lost my train of thought. I didn't take good notes because this notepad ain't even helping me. So I got down there. Let me just tell y'all a little snippet of my college experience. I got down there and I came with friends from my high school. So social media, I was booming or whatever. But I didn't care to make any friends. I had male friends from high school and all that. And they sending me stuff. Like people already weird to me. They already trying to like come up with who they think I am. I see pictures of me in football group chats and all that, and I don't like that. Like, people are weird, stay away from me. Like, if you don't get to know the real me, you just always gonna have assumptions, because stay over there with that weird stuff, you know what I'm saying? The girls, they all, females be catty. That I like quality over quantity. They be catty, so they like, they talking about me, but then when they see my face, they like, oh my gosh, hey Lauryn. They got classes with me, hey. Y'all all weird. But I ran into some real ones. So, and they weren't on no weird stuff. My other friends that I grew up with met them before me. I was the last one because like I just said, I was stiff on everybody. I had stuff going on at home, so I'm in these classes. I can't even focus on my classwork, let alone trying to meet friends or whatever. So I met these raw people. Like every time I went to college, that sounds real crazy, but every time I went to college, I learned a new trade, or I just met someone that like put me on to something like new and different. I was really in some like toxic, negative friendships. I came from a toxic environment, even with family and stuff. But when I met these new people, I was getting all the love I needed, and it made me realize certain stuff I don't have to deal with. I can open my eyes to so much, and I'm gonna do a video about like how to spot toxic friendships and jealous friends. I can do all that, but I'm so far gone from that because I met people when I went to college. If I would have never met them, I would have kept on dealing with the toxic, draining people that I was dealing with beforehand. So that was a plus. This is my freshman year. Like, I met new people, professors, classes, everything was fine. But that second semester, I was there for 6 weeks. Like I said, I used to go home every 2 weeks, right? So I'm there for 6 weeks because I couldn't come home, which is weird, right? So I always went home. I was not driving. I used to get picked up every 2 weeks. So for those 6 weeks, I later on figured out, which I could do an in-depth video about that because I don't want to talk about that right now, but I found out my aunt was in hospice care. Nobody let me know. I didn't even get 24 hours to say goodbye to my aunt. And that's something I'm still working with, you know. But she passed away. Mind you, when I was in school that first semester, my aunt, because she didn't work, you know, she battling stage 4 cancer. She didn't work or nothing. So she would call me 2, 3 a.m. We stand on the phone while she getting her son ready for school, while she cooking breakfast, just motivating me. Once that them phone calls stopped, cause like I said, I ain't never wanted to go to college. Once those phone calls stopped, I like hit reality that I was somewhere I didn't really want to be, and I was here. I was there for the wrong reasons. So that happened, and it was 6 weeks of that first semester that I was there. I went home. That happened. I stayed home for 3 weeks. When I found out the news, I emailed my advisor. I talked to the dean. I called counselors. I told all my professors. But nobody like told me that there is a right way to handle the situation. Everybody I talked to, all they said was, okay, some people would be like, I'm praying for you. Some people would be like, take as much time as you need. I don't know. That nobody said, you know, I don't know. Nobody, I'm first generation college student. In high school, something happened like that, all you gotta do is bring something proving that your loved one passed, and all your absences and all that to be cleared up, right? Thinking that's how it is with college, because I done called all the right people, right? And they didn't tell me that anything else would have to happen. So I arrived at school 3 weeks later. My professors, they already knew what was going on, but it still was a big struggle for me. And like that's when my depression kicked in, and that's when I just, like I said, I lost all that motivation. I ain't never want to be there in the first place, but it was really hard trying to get through it without her. So I stopped going. I stopped going to class. I was just trying to live, like not even have fun. I was just trying to breathe every day. That's how hard it was for me. That was my person, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to go too in depth about the death, but that's just what it was. So I didn't lose myself, but I, like, you know how people be wilding and they lose themselves and you can tell they going through something. No, I shut everybody out, and I didn't have a roommate, so I was just in my room every day. I didn't even come out for food. If you battled depression before, you know what I'm talking about. But that's just what was going on. And after that semester, I also got a stalker that semester too. I can do a story time on that, but it was like a lot of stuff that was just saying like, this ain't for me. And at that point, I wanted to go to cosmetology school. Bling, 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 clearly. So I said, I'm dropping out. I'm gonna go to cosmetology school. I didn't get no support with that decision. Everybody wanted me to go to school, and I'm being rebellious because, for one, I'm still angry at the fact that nobody told me about my aunt. So I'm really like everybody, and I'm doing what I want. It didn't go like that. I was just more and more depressed. Like the depression was rats on rats on rats. Depressed. Like it was taking over everything. Suddenly, I woke up again. Cosmetology school didn't work, but I didn't give up on myself. My YouTube channel started booming. I became monetized. I started getting sent products to review and all that, and I'm stunning on my haters. Yeah, all that. Then, this is why I don't wear my hair, because it be all up in my area. Sorry if you can hear something in the background. I live in apartments. So, I started makeup. I became a makeup artist, and then my cousin, she has her own salon suite. So I used to work out of a suite. This is my first month being a makeup artist. At first, I started off traveling to people, but that was only for like a month. Now I'm working in suites. God just, he did his thug thizzle, you know what I'm saying? So then I started my makeup business, but I felt like I was missing out, or there was something I could do. I wanted to get away again. School became my getaway, let's just say that. When other things were stressing me out, I said, let me just go back to Savannah State. Because there, nobody on that campus was stressing me out. Like I said, my professors and everything, that first semester, from what I recall before the depression started and that situation happened, everything was smooth. So I'm like, let me just go get my degree, finish what I done started. Right? I had to appeal all the grades because I didn't want all that stuff on my GPA from that second semester. I appealed 2 times, and then the third time, I actually talked to someone in the financial aid building. I can't remember his name, but he taught me how to word everything, and then I got it approved. Like, you have to rig the system. Then I got that approved. I went back to school. And then that time, so this is one time I dropped out. I started a makeup business, all that. Now I'm back because I felt like I was missing out or something. Mind you, before I started that business over the summer, in 2018, I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder. I went and got help. I finally spoke out and da-da-da. It was more situations that happened for me to even get that diagnosis or even be at that place where I felt like I need to go get some help. But my aunt passing was just what threw me off the bridge. I can make dark humor jokes, okay? But yeah, that's what threw me off the bridge. So anyways, my appeals got approved. I went back to school. And y'all, business was booming. Yes, I went back again, but it was for all the wrong reasons. I went back because I'm like, man, I can have more clientele. I'm a Capricorn, business minded, all of that. So I'm like, I can have way more clientele if I go back to a college campus. And I'm on campus. Business was booming, like, for real. Every week. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like God said again, you're wasting your time. You're not supposed to be here. Because unlike that first semester when my professors was A1 and all that, when I came back, I had a different major. I was a social work major the first semester. The second semester, I believe I changed it to forensic science. Then my second year, when I went back, I was visual arts major because I'm trying to really chill a little bit. I'm creative, so I'm thinking I can learn new things. But you know, if I'm like what I really wanted to do along the way, but you know, that was horrible. So classes was depressing. I'm thinking visual arts, I can use my creativity and it's gonna be everything. I had morning classes. It wasn't lit at all. It was nothing like the first year. And then I feel like I had the wrong major. I probably should have did business management. So now I'm stressed and depressed again because business is good. I met new people. I created the best bonds. Like, these are people that I probably gonna be around for life, for lifers. Like, they're definitely for ill, you dig what I'm saying? So yeah, that was good. But on the class hand, because I knew I wasn't supposed to be there, I was not supposed to be in school, I'm just over here because I feel like it's something to do. God is like, them classes were stressful. I used to be in the hallways crying sometimes, like, because I just knew there was something better for me to be doing with my time instead of being in these classes. Like, and then once you start making money without a degree, it's hard to just get back in that mindset of, ooh, I need a degree. Because a lot of my type of people think that they need degrees to be successful, which is not the case in 2020. But and that year, the school showed its true colors, y'all. Savannah State showed their true colors. Like, back to the appeal process, because I made it seem like it was really smooth. It was not. People were acting like, that's why I wish I could remember the man's name that actually helped me, because I called so many other people before him and they were acting like they never experienced death before, or that they just couldn't comfort someone who went through that. I remember I was on the phone with some man. If I see him today, if I hear that voice, because I ain't ever seen him, I might run him over. I'm not playing with y'all, because we were on the phone and I was just trying to explain to him what happened. And he really wanted me to like relive the situation. And he was harsh. Like his tone was just, shawty was a demon. I swear, I would hate for anyone else to have to call him and talk to him about what I had to talk to him about. Like, it was just useless, a useless conversation. He couldn't even help me. And I'm just on the phone with this man. And he was in one of those, the head offices. I don't know. I had already been accepted into the school. I don't know if it was financial aid or what. I wish I could remember this stuff. I'm glad I can't, because I'm the type to send some shooters to you. But yeah, the school showed its true colors. It was just unpleasant, but I met great people, of course. Like, I met the greatest. I will do a whole nother video introducing y'all to all the great people I met at Savannah State. That was the biggest thing. Like, I rarely hear people that graduate from Savannah State talking about the professors. There's a select few professors. It be the people you meet. That's what gives you the connections, you know what I'm saying? So, the first year, I was battling a lot. Like a whole lot. The second year, I experienced like the real college experience. Even though I was an entrepreneur, it still was a lot. And I also met some toxic friends in that time, and it was only one semester. But every time I went, I learned more, and I wanted to achieve more from the people I was around. Like, I advise everybody to get that college experience. It costs money, but that staying on campus, fresh out of high school, being around all these different personalities, make sure, you know, your immune system is straight, because I got the flu my freshman year from nasty kids. But, you know, I went back because I felt like I was missing out on something, because I went to school from pre-K to 12th grade. So I was used to that, but I had to get that out of my mind. And I feel like this time I did that. And a lot of people want me to go back to school. I would not, unless, if I have no interaction with people and it's just online, like, that's that. I'll do it because I like to learn, but the college experience, that second time scarred me, because it was just like, people can be so evil. Like, just, you're working with people every day. You have no right to be an asshole. You have no right. That man, and it wasn't just him, it was plenty. That second year, it was just a whole bunch of devils around me. Like, the people that's supposed to care about you, you know, the college is a big old daycare, whether they want to admit it or not. Everybody's on their campus 24 hours. But, you know, I did end up leaving because I felt like I could do more. And I am doing that. And I'm proud of myself. Because that is just the... I don't even think I can step foot on that campus without feeling them emotions. Because I ain't never contemplated suicide so much in my life. And it wasn't... I don't blame the school from that. I don't blame the school nor people that were on the campus for that. It was just me. And people will never understand that. When I say, nah, college ain't for me. Because it's so much. Like, that is just not for me. I love learning. I know so much stuff in this noggin, but it's just not for me. And it's not just at campus. It's just not for me. I have more stuff to do. I have a bigger calling than stressing myself out for a degree. It's not for me. And that's just what it was. That's why I dropped out twice. The first time, I was depressed, going through it. I ended up getting my diagnosis and working through that. Still to this day, still trying to do that. Which I slick want to do a life update with y'all and get personal, but I don't know. But the second time I dropped out, because that's when I really realized this is just not for me. I thought it was because my aunt passed. No, college is just not for me. And that's okay. And that's cool. So y'all asked for this video. You got it. I'm hot. I'm gonna take all these clothes off, edit this, and upload it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And please always read the positive messages in the beginning of my video. I just started doing that, but for real, they help me, so I hope they can help y'all.